Good morning. Welcome back to Friends of Freightvana. Happy Thursday. We are here with our credit manager here, Olivia Garcia. We just wanted to start this off with, this is going to come out a little late in the game, but it is Driver Appreciation Week was last week. We want to thank all of our drivers, everybody that drives for us, everybody that is contracted by us. You know, just stay safe out there. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. And the world wouldn't go around literally without our drivers on the road. So I wanted to start off with that. Now into the fun stuff. We're going to talk about Olivia a little bit.
It's my favorite topic.
Hey, it should be, as it should be. So you are one of our credit managers here. You just got that promotion. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Long time coming. You do just about everything in the back office. Why don't you just explain a little bit to us about your experiences, what you did before Freightvana, what brought you to Freightvana, and then a little bit of what kind of got you to that credit manager job.
Yeah. So I've always been very people focused. So my previous job, I did a lot of customer service. My mom used to work here, and she, you know, brought an opportunity my way, and she's like, hey, you know, we have an AP position open, and I said, all right, let's go see what this is. And we came in, and I learned all about accounts payable, and then I said, okay, I've learned all of accounts payable. What's next? And then I learned billing, and then I moved over into credit management.
Did you have any AP experience before doing any of that?
No.
So you just came in blind,
Yes.
learning it all, learning the 20,000 different systems we've got going on here.
Correct. I had no experience, no accounts
awesome.
payable. I had no freight experience.
Well, that's a whole nother ball game.
When I came in, they're like, yeah, we have our own different language, and we're going to say things, and you're going to be very confused. And I said, okay, I got this. Just very on-the-job training.
And like you said earlier, you slayed it.
I slayed it.
You've been doing
Yes,
great.
Thank you.
So with all of that, when you got in and you were doing accounts payable, was it just like a normal transition into going into the other parts of back office, or was it you took that initiative, you wanted to learn more, you weren't like, you were maybe bored doing just accounts payable? Like, I'm putting words in your mouth, but I'm just asking.
No, funny enough, so Harris has been my boss since I first started, and I really liked where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me when I was
one of the smartest guys I've ever met.
Don't tell him we told you. Don't tell him we told you.
But one of the smartest.
But I told him very early on that I would be him. Come 5 years, like I would be in his spot.
Those are some tough shoes to fill.
I know.
Good for you.
And I said it, and I meant it, and then I meant it, and I said, oh, Olivia, what are you doing? But I essentially begged and was like, can I learn more? I want to learn more. I want to learn how everything works. It just will help streamline a lot of our processes, and then I can help where I can. We had some staffing issues early on, so I was kind of just, it's like, hey, I want to learn, and then, oh, here you are. Now you're learning.
Well, transition of being a startup, not having a lot, having to fill a lot of hats.
Yeah, and the hats are plenty.
Yes.
But I wouldn't ask for anything else. I mean, that's the best way to learn sometimes, I think, is right in the middle of the fire. It doesn't give you time to second guess your choices.
When you started, how many different apps were you guys using or working with when it came to accounts payable?
I think when I first started, we were only in 3.
Only in 3.
So we had TMW, and then all of the different pieces of TMW. We used different pieces than you guys use probably.
Yeah.
Invoicing, settlements, and operations. And then we had, I think when I started, we were partnered with TriumphPay. So we used a TriumphPay approval system and then their payment system. Other than that, we didn't have too many more.
And then through the 4 years, we've gone up to, how many apps are we in now?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you.
But that goes to show with how much you guys do and the multitasking it takes and the different systems you have to learn on that back end. Like you said, there's a different terminology when it comes to trucking, but when it comes to paying people, there's one. Right. There's one terminology.
It's money.
When do I get my money?
Money talks.
And how am I going to get my money? And
how can I get my money quicker?
Yep. And you guys do all of that. I think that would be one of the hardest jobs in this industry is because when you mess with people's money, when you're dealing, I shouldn't say mess, but when you're dealing with people's money and when they're getting paid, that's the one thing that like will just set anybody off.
Right. Oh, I've had several, when I first started, we're a startup, right? So we don't have a lot of, it's not a clean process.
Sure.
It is now. Like we are much more streamlined, but when I first came in, it was kind of, we were just all over the place. Like we were doing what we needed to do, but it was, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to figure it out very quickly because we have a ton of
it took a lot of work for you guys to get there.
It took a lot of work for us. Yeah. But I remember I was here maybe 3 weeks. I had just finished training, and I was just kind of on my own, and I got my first pissed off carrier. And I remember just like, okay, like we're now talking money. Like, right, that's what I do is money. So like, let's talk money. And he was like, well, where's my payment? When's it coming? And I said, you know what? Like, let's figure it out. And they, to this day, like, will still call me and be like, hey, like, how you doing?
See,
like, I have a payment problem. Can you help me? Absolutely. Like, let's get you figured out. Where money talks, relationships build.
Yeah.
And for me, that has always been, we're carrier driven, right? So when I was working accounts payable, we want our carriers paid because we want them to come back and know that they have a friend with us.
That's huge because in this industry, people talk about driving or supply chain or customers or sales or this and that. And I think all of that goes back to what you just said, relationship driven. Everything is about a relationship. If those carriers aren't getting paid, they're not going to use us. We're not going to have a huge network to be able to offer our customers. We're not going to be able, like, that's just competitive advantage that helps us be better and get to the place where we've gotten to now, is you guys on the front lines kind of dealing with those tough conversations, but not just dealing with them, but like you said, creating the solutions and helping them through it where they may have a bad experience at the beginning of the conversation.
Right.
But you turned it all around and now he calls you and asks you how you're doing, how can you help me? Like, great experiences.
Yes.
All the time. And they're obviously still using us.
They're still using us, and they tell their friends about us. I just think that when we work money or when we work anything and we take the people out of it, that's where we hurt ourselves. So you just have to make sure you're bringing the people back in. Like, these are real people, these are real concerns, and we're dealing with their money.
Yeah.
They don't have money, they don't keep going. We want them to know that they're trusted to take care of, like we're taking care of them.
Absolutely. Trust is huge. I mean, that's one of our 3 pillars. I mean, transparency, trust, technology. And, you get to deal with all of it. You get to deal with all 3 of it.
All the things.
That's amazing. So when you talk about relationships, when we're talking about building those and different ones, and I'm sure you have more than just one story. I'm sure there's 15 to...
I could go on all day.
500 stories about it. But what would you say sets us apart from maybe, and I know you don't have a lot of experience in other trucking companies, but what would set us apart to carriers, how we take care of them, that in turn would help us grow our network base so that customers understand we have carriers just about everywhere that can trust us so that our customers can trust us, that we can get things done.
Right. I think what sets us apart is we are people. We're simply people. We all came together for a common goal, and we all have our different jobs and our different pieces that make our puzzle work. But at the end of the day, we're just people, and I've always told, like, my people and back, just bring the people back. Like, when you talk money, people are like, business. Bring the people back.
Yeah.
And then they know, hey, like, we're going to be okay. We just got to go talk to our people.
We've got to relate.
And like, and I think a big part is taking ownership. If someone drops the ball or something happens, like, we'll take the ownership. We dropped it. We're going to pick it back up, accept our apologies, and we'll do better moving forward. And I think that us taking that, like, we're really sorry, we'll do better. And I think that is just, instead of like, oh, we didn't do it, we don't know what happened, let's come to a common ground and let's work together.
Well, and accountability, that's what you're talking about. I mean, it's huge. It's huge in every aspect of every part of this industry.
Correct.
And I I just think it's so awesome. You've done this, just side note here, you've done this as a mom,
Yes.
right? To how many little?
I have 2 little babies, a 5-year-old and a brand new 4-year-old.
So you're doing that, you're building this new back office, you're helping build the back office, helping with the startup, getting us up and running. I just think that's beyond amazing. And it just shows how we should be empowered in this industry. And I think that goes to our support, like you mentioned, Harris. I spoke last time about my support, like Z, Derek, Brandon, but it is just very helpful to know that we have those people that are extremely smart to learn from. However, they also empower us to, we love being moms, but we want to kill it too.
Right.
We want to be successful.
Girl, bossing it up. Girl, yes.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Yes.
So what would you say is maybe your favorite thing about it? It doesn't have to be your job. It doesn't have to do with back office. It can be encompassing our whole business about Freightvana. I know it's going to be a hard one.
I know. It's a hard thing because I love it here so much. I obviously, you're going to hear I love the people,
Megan.
I love Megan.
No, I'm just kidding.
Megan, every time Megan pops up, I get a little smile.
I know.
Honestly, I think it's just we all came together for this and we believe in this. We believe in FE and we all want to see it succeed. And I think that is so... It's refreshing. We all get together and we're don't get me wrong. We all have our differences and our different departments don't always work seamlessly together. However, we're here for FE. And I just think that if I were to call Megan, if I was to call somebody up front.
That doesn't happen very often.
I don't call you often.
Girl, please.
Megan and I spend a lot of time on phone calls about various different things. But we always come together to and go. Let's figure it out. This is what it is. And it might suck for a second, but we're going to figure it out and we're going to be better for it.
Well, and it's important that you touched right on that. It's important that we're all bought in. This company is 4 years in, technically still a startup under that 5-year mark, but we are we're going to outlast all the big ones, all the little ones. We're here, we're bought in. And throughout all the changes, now I've been here 2 years, you've been here longer than that. You've seen a lot more changes than I have. But out of all the changes, each change, we just keep implementing better and better change, is from what I see.
Oh, yeah.
Just to make us that much better in the market, that much better with the carriers, that much better with the customers. I did want to kind of switch to the customer side of it.
Yes. I love talking to our customers. But that kind of goes back to when we get on the phone, right? Because now role reversed. I'm accounts payable. I'm the people I was dealing with in accounts payable.
Yep.
So now I get to be the one who's where's my money? Give me my money.
How does that feel? That's got to be so different.
So Jeffrey Shoemake is our AP guy, and I trained him when we first started. And I told him just recently, I told him, and I was I'm who you're dealing with. I go, so just talk to them the way you would talk to me, right? If I was to ask you, hey, where's my money at? And you told me, it'll be here on some random Tuesday. We both know here that Olivia would not accept that as an answer. I've actually received that answer before. That doesn't work for me.
Oh, I know that.
It's time to get our money and it's time to go now. But I think when we open up new customer relationships, they deal with so many of us, right? So what sets us apart?
Yeah.
And it's people like me and you and the people aspect of it, and we bring it in and we're hey guys, what's going on? I take all my customer calls the same way I would take my people calls. How are you? What's going on? How's everything going? And you know what? All my stuff gets paid because I make sure that we have everything we need. And then now you're thinking of me because I genuinely do care. It's not just my job. We're building relationships. And I want to be able to, Kimberly Clark is she was my first beast. And I had to be on the phone with their AP lady frequently at the very beginning, and I knew all about her grandkids, and I knew how she was doing, what the weather was like. Like, we just had opened up all kinds of conversations, and she still was like, hey, like, do you guys need anything? Like, how are we doing?
You're just building relationships left and right.
And it's so good. And I have only dealt with one, like, not very nice customer. And even then, I feel like we turned it around pretty quickly. And it's just, we're talking as people, and it's so
That's conflict resolution. I mean, you got to deal with that everywhere. And figuring that out and knowing when to move and when to not move and when to get through things and how to resolve that stuff. I mean, I think you do a great job at that. Do you think that being proactive, like you mentioned you have all your paperwork, you have everything ready before you even go to them. Do you think that's a huge part of what you do to make you successful?
That's exactly what it is. My biggest, and I will say I had a leg up moving over to credit management because I started an AP. I know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And if somebody came to me and they were like, hey, like, where's my money? Well, you don't have X, Y, Z. You know that you need that for payment. Like, and so now I will just say, okay, I know this customer needs their POD and their lumper receipts, whatever else they may need. Let me just have that ready, submitted, and go, okay, I got all those in. And they're like, oh, yeah, payment will be here in next week, Tuesday. I just gave you a random, but
right.
Like, it helps because now there's no follow-up, right? Like, there's not like, okay, we'll turn this in, like, and then they get frustrated because they know we already know, right? Like, we have rules. We all have billing guidelines or guidelines in general, and there's
contracts, there's different things.
They know we know, and then they say, you either do it or you don't, and really it just feel like that's the easiest way. Instead of chasing your tail trying to get something, you're just doing what you got to do.
Do you see any type of change from the customer or any type of competitive advantage when they hear that we give quick pays or that we turn things around as quickly as possible? Or is that kind of separate? I don't know a whole lot about the back office. So is that kind of like?
I would say it is hit or miss. Quick pay is a great tool for smaller carriers or even just independent carriers, right? When you're not factored, it's a very quick way to get your money right away. Our turnaround time is generally 3 to 7 business days.
3 to 7 business days.
Versus the standard 30. So you're getting your money relatively same week. And I think that has helped a lot of carriers when they need it. Then, if we make the mistake, then we'll cover that quick pay for them. We want everyone paid as fast as possible to keep their doors open and going.
And I think that's huge. We're very accountable. We're very transparent. Even with customers that I've dealt with, without like naming different names, different things, if we've made a mistake, we take care of it and we own up to it. Now, we're not going to take care of mistakes that we didn't do.
Right.
But we have the conversations, we have the open conversations, and we make things right, which is why our customers continue to come back to us. They love our back office teams. They love that, our aging reports are under 90 days. They love that we're getting paid. Like, my customers, I guess is all I can speak for, the ones I deal with directly, never have an aging issue because your team is consistently billing it out correctly, getting with the carriers correctly to get the correct information quickly to get it billed out. Like, it's just a crazy puzzle, like you mentioned, that just all fits together and makes us run and be successful the way we have been.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I just think it's important that being startup is that we continue to learn and we continue to grow or make changes where we need to better fit what our carriers need and what our customers need and ultimately like what we need. Because when they're doing good, we're doing good.
Well, and I think you see that from you. At the most when you and I work together and you're back at your desk creating SOPs on different billing things. I mean, SOPs are important for everybody, but most of the time operations and billing are not working on those together. So it is a very cool aspect that we get to work so intricately together in every aspect of that, of Freightvana.
Yeah.
So
I think that's everything. You know, we're all a team.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
This has been great. Anything you want to say to everybody with friends from Freightvana? Anything you want to say?
Back office is looking for a new credit manager. Come apply, and let's learn together and grow together. It's a great experience, and I'm always thankful. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks again. Have a great afternoon. It was a great Thursday. Thanks for tuning in with Friends with Freightvana, and we really appreciate all the views and any feedback. And go check out our website. We're always looking for some more people to come join our teams.